That was beautiful. First of all, I just want to acknowledge Jessica for this picture. That is not a painting, that's a photograph. Oh my God. Calla, Lily Valley, and Carmel. Right?
Yep. I would never.
And I won't tell you what she had to do to get that picture. But she got a little wet, falling in the water. She's got a great story with that. The things that she will dedicate herself to get the right picture for Easter morning on 2026 when you didn't even know anything about this place.
Nope.
Right?
Right.
But I love this image so much. So much. You were given a stone when you came in this morning. And normally, if we do a white stone ceremony, it's at the beginning of the year. But I've been saving it for Easter. You have your own stone to roll away from your tomb. And at the end of my talk, I'll lead us through a meditation. But I wanted to give you a heads up on that, to just be in the process of the message of Easter morning, of the resurrection, of just quietly listening for what it is you want to claim. Who you want your resurrected self to be. Be bold, be outrageous. And remember who you are. The Christ consciousness. I danced in the morning when the world was begun, and I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun. And I came down from heaven and I danced on earth. At Bethlehem, I had my birth. Dance then wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. We go on through the Sidney Carter song, written in the 60s. I thought it was much older. It was written in the 60s. The story of Jesus' life, of taking us on a journey from birth to death to resurrection. I danced on a Friday when the sky turned black. It's hard to dance with the devil on your back. They buried my body and thought I'd gone. I am the dance, and I still go on. They cut me down, and I leapt up high. I am the life that'll never, never die. I'll live in you if you'll live in me. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. Dance then wherever you may be, for you are the Lord of your dance. In Unity, we do not teach that Jesus was born and died to save us from our sins. That is not a part of Unity teachings or New Thought metaphysical teachings, of any of the New Thought teachings. In Unity, we teach original blessing. Jesus walked the path. The last Sunday's talk, I went through that pathway, that story of Jesus moving towards the resurrection. The metaphysical meaning of Lord from the revealing word, the activity of the spiritual I am as the ruling consciousness. The Lord God of the scriptures is Christ, the Christ consciousness. Remember that Christ was not Jesus' given birth name. It was not even a term that was officially put on him in any capacity. But the Christ consciousness, the spiritual human, our divine consciousness, the creative power within us. The activity of the spiritual I am. Remember that the Easter story, just like the Christmas story, is your story. It's a story about you. It's a story that is told about Jesus. Some of it may be historically factual, some of it may not. If any of you were there and you have direct information, please let me know after the service and you can do next year's talk. But as far as I know, there are few of us that have tapped into this, although in my heart I imagine that there are some that have communed very deeply. One of my favorite channeled books is called Jesus and Mastership. And it's Jesus telling his story. It's beautiful. It's an older book, but there's so much in it that just opens my heart. I quote from it sometimes. And I often think, what would Jesus say now? If he were right here with us in this room, what would Jesus say now in observing what is going on around the world? What would Jesus say now about the space station and about Artemis 2 heading towards the moon? Remember, we used to always say, what would Jesus do? And that's always a good question to ask. But what would Jesus say? What would Jesus say? He kept calling us up higher, right? In every story, in every meditation, in any communion that I have had, it's always, I am always with you. I have heard that in my nature walks. I have heard that standing on this platform. On Sunday morning, as I come to you and I stand before you during a time of meditation and in my own meditative way, it's like, okay, who's with me? Who's got the wheel this morning? And so many times I have heard that still small voice in my own consciousness, in my understanding, I am with you always. I'm here. And how could that be when there are millions and millions and millions of people around the planet that are calling and asking for the same thing? It's because it is not a single individual. It is a consciousness of spirit. Does that make sense? Know that you are never, ever, ever alone. The metaphysical meaning of resurrection, the raising of our mind and body from sense to spiritual consciousness. The power of the resurrection is the Christ. I am the resurrection and the life, the Christ consciousness. I live in you and you live in me. The tomb where Jesus was laid to rest represents an elevated, peaceful state of consciousness in which he rested the 3 days previous to his resurrection. A peaceful state of consciousness. Imagine some of those times when you've gone through your worst days or your worst experiences and you feel like you've been crucified. And then there comes that moment where you find peace. It's like, okay, Uncle, I surrender. Did you guys say that when you were little? When your brothers and sisters and cousins were chasing you all over the place or doing whatever. Uncle, I'll have to look up where that originated. And we go, okay, I surrender. And we find that sacred place of peace. The word of truth within Jesus did not die, but was quietly spreading from point to point during this period, getting ready for the supreme test, the overcoming of the appearance of death. For us, the tomb represents a high state of consciousness in which we improve in character along all lines. We not only grow into a broader understanding, but we also increase in vitality and substance. We are resting in God and at the same time gathering strength for the power of greater demonstrations to follow. In this state of consciousness, the word of truth is not idle, but quietly spreading. It is taking root. And moment by moment, we remember who we are. I often say, throughout your day, throughout your week, remember to remember. You are a part of source creation, made in the image and likeness of Christ consciousness. We all look different, but we are all of the same body. A collective consciousness of love and generosity. I love the idea of, I love the song, The Lord of the Dance, and the images that we showed. If I can pull her name up, that put this together in my research on Jesus dancing, Victoria Emily Jones. And she's got a website called The Jesus Question. And one of the things that she talks about in a piece of her writing is the idea of Jesus dancing. And she studied ballroom for quite a while, and how you have to be able to follow the lead. You have to mirror the steps. You have to let go of your control so the lead of the dance can step forward and show you the way, so that you can be in step with Christ consciousness instead of stepping on its toes, so to speak. Right? To find that peaceful place within you. And these beautiful pieces of artwork from around the world. The one with the saints dancing in line together. That's in St. Gregory's in San Francisco. I want to now go to San Francisco and go to St. Gregory's and see that image. Dancing. Dancing was a part of the Jewish tradition. Still is. They celebrated their joy and their freedom by dance. So of course Jesus danced. It's very likely they danced at the Passover. Again, we don't know for sure, but it would have been the tradition. To our understanding, we are told that Jesus understood the journey that he was on. And he was already of an awakened consciousness to the point of knowing the fullness of life and his divinity. On Palm Sunday, Jesus kept saying yes. Yes to something larger than you, even to himself perhaps. On Easter, we awaken to that yes. So throughout the Easter story, as I spoke last week, of Jesus just kept saying yes and walking forward. And then on Easter morning, the resurrection, we say yes. Yes. Here I am, and I am willing. I am whole. I am born in oneness, in love. And the more that we awaken to that, the more we embody that truth and we shine that light. Not only for ourselves, but out into the world. Logan Barone. Before Jesus of Nazareth, there were Christ. After him, there will be more. As long as source consciousness dreams of being separate, Christ consciousness will return, not from the sky, but from within. You notice I'm kind of doing my own interpretation of his words. To wait for Christ consciousness is to delay your own awakening. Christ consciousness is not coming, it is arriving right now through those who remember. Even if we have forgotten, it's still there. It doesn't go away. I am the truth that will never, never die. You are not waiting for Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is just waiting for you to say, oh, okay. Let me take that breath and remember who I am. Let me take that breath and remember who my neighbor is. Let me take that breath and know that I am one. So what is Christ consciousness? A state of awakened awareness, universal consciousness, everywhere present, available to everyone in every moment. Right? I'm sure we probably have all seen this. If you haven't, this is from the Artemis 2, the Orion space capsule. It came to my mind as I have been following this week, this image that was just taken a couple days ago by Reed Weissman, one of the astronauts, that, and I guess maybe I'm speaking to the prayer group at this moment, I don't remember to include the space station.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Because there it is.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To expand our thinking, to expand our light, to shine it out into the cosmos. I don't see any country boundaries anywhere on there. I see a planet. I see oneness. Around you, in every moment, there is so much beauty. Around you, in every moment, there is so much resurrection going on. It is so easy for us to get bogged down into the details of life and into the gory details sometimes, right? We can get so deep into what may be going on in our lives and in the lives of our world that we forget that each and every moment is a resurrected moment. That in each and every moment there is glory and beauty and life awakening. We see the darkness, we acknowledge the darkness, but we do not allow ourselves to live in it. And we do not allow ourselves to be it. Look for the beauty all around you. This picture was taken by my Unity minister colleague, Reverend Darlene Strickland, Unity of the Blue Ridge. Remember, she was a part of North Carolina that the storm came so far into North Carolina and just ravaged this area. She was walking to the church, to Unity of the Blue Ridge for Easter Sunday music rehearsal. So this was just yesterday that she posted this beautiful image. To stop and take a moment. That butterfly had recently resurrected itself from its cocoon. Right? The beauty that is all around us. Let me see where I am next on this. So, for the moment, You know what? I'm going to take it off of that and I'm going to put it back on here. I would like to invite you into a meditation. If it feels right to you to hold your stone in your hand. Victoria Emily Jones says, clumsy and incompetent as we are, Jesus helps us hear the music more clearly and brings us back onto the beat. He transforms our heavy, awkward steps into freer, lighter, and more graceful ones. So let's just take a moment. You individually, with the God of your understanding, with the Jesus of your understanding. You could just be an acquaintance or one of your best friends. It's your life. It's your experience. Who are you here to be? Who is your resurrected life? What does your resurrected life look like? Who do you want to be in this moment? Who do you want to be going forward? Let Spirit speak to you. Let Jesus speak to you. Jesus is dancing, so don't let it be too heavy. This is Easter morning, the resurrection. Ask for your joy to be shown to you. Ask for an awakening heart, an awakened understanding. Let go of whatever doesn't serve you. And step into your light, into your life. Mary Magdalene was the first one to the tomb. Love showed up. That love that never fails, that love that always abides. Feel the presence of Christ consciousness filling every cell of your being. Feel it around you. You are the Christ ideal. Each and every one of you sitting right where you are in this moment. You are the Christ ideal. Jesus came to show us a new way, to give us a covenant of love. And and to be an example of resurrected life. They cut me down and I leapt up high. I am the life that'll never, never die. I'll live in you if you'll live in me. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. Dance then wherever you may be. You are the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be. I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Just breathe again into this moment, knowing that you can continue this meditation in your own time, in your own way. And very gently come back into this awakened room. The angels are dancing all around us. Back into this moment and into this time. You are the Lord of your dance. And so it is. Happy Easter.